I'm going to show you exactly what is leverage in real estate and how it works. And if you stay long enough, I'll even tell you exactly how leverage can turn you into a millionaire. So, what exactly is leverage? In the most simplest terms, leverage means using something to get more power with less effort. In real estate, leverage can help you buy a house with less money out of your pocket. Imagine you want to buy a house that costs $300,000, and if you are like most people, you don't have $300,000 casually sitting in your bank account. Even if you did, I don't even think you would want to spend $300,000 on a house. This is when you can use a loan. When there's a loan on a house, this is called a mortgage. With a mortgage, you only need to pay a fraction of the cost of the house because whatever you do not pay up front comes through the form of a loan. Let's say you're going to pay 10% of a house's home value. You now need to pay out of pocket $30,000 instead of coming in with $300,000. So $270,000 gets paid on your behalf. However, you are borrowing the money from someone else, and because you are borrowing the money, you now need to make monthly payments to the person who initially lent you the money. Now, here is when a mortgage can act as a lever, boosting your buying power. Instead of needing to come out of pocket with full $300,000 of cash, you now need to come out of pocket with just a fraction of the cost. One misconception and important thing to remember is that your down payment doesn't just disappear. Your down payment just turns into equity. This means your money isn't gone and it changes into the form of a house where you can't count it as easily as paper. And as you pay off the loan, your equity grows over time. Let's go ahead and talk about the positives and negatives of using leverage in real estate. In terms of the positive, first, there's less money that you have to pay up front. You don't need to have a lot of money saved up. With leverage, you can go ahead and buy a house with just a small down payment. Saving $10,000 to $30,000 is much more manageable than needing to save up $200,000 to $300,000. And this actually brings me up to my second positive. Since you are borrowing money, you can completely control on how you pay for the house. You can structure the loan to be a manageable monthly payments, where this is easier than coming up with a large amount of money out of your pocket. Now for my favorite positive. Leverage allows you to experience an amazing thing that I call equity appreciation. As you pay off your mortgage, you need to understand that you own more of your house over time. And on top of that, the value of the home is likely to go up. So not only are you going to be able to own more of your house, what you own is actually going to be becoming more valuable, which is literally a double positive. Although leverage in real estate sounds amazing, now it's time to actually go over the negatives. For the first negative, when you take out a loan, you're going to have to pay something called interest. This means you'll have to pay more than the actual price of the home when you initially bought it. And the longer you take to pay off the loan, the more interest you'll have to pay over time. For example, let's say we paid $30,000 down and we took out a loan of $270,000. If we go ahead and ignore taxes and insurance, and we just focus on the loan with a 30-year fixed rate and at a 7% interest rate, and we only went ahead and made the monthly payments that were required, our principal and interest payment is going to be $1,996. And after 30 years, you would have ended up paying $718,500, or $418,500 of those dollars is paid in interest. This means that we are literally paying more than double the price when it comes to buying the home. However, here is where it's super important to remember. This is assuming you do not do anything else to compensate for the loan structure. There are a lot of strategies that you can do to reduce the interest you pay. For the second negative, taking out a mortgage means that you're taking on debt, and this can be stressful and risky if you're not too sure if you can make the payments on time. And on top of that, this debt is a long-term commitment, and missing payments can lead to serious financial trouble. However, just how we could implement strategies to save money on the interest, there are also strategies to reduce the risk. Now, for the final negative for using leverage in real estate, we are actually not going to be talking about the leverage part. We're going to be talking about the actual real estate part. And when you are a homeowner, I can speak from 100% experience that there's going to be extra costs such as property taxes, insurance, and most importantly, repairs on the house. And trust me, these costs can add up on top of your monthly principal and interest payments, where this can overall affect your financial situation. However, at the same time, this negative can also be turned around and become a positive. The entire point of using leverage in real estate is to decrease the amount of money that you need to spend out of pocket. Therefore, if you strategically used leverage in real estate and you made sure that you had a large amount of savings, this can act as a safety net. The burden of these additional costs can be largely reduced if you can play your cards right. Now that I've explained what is leverage and how it works, now it's time to show you how leverage can make you into a millionaire. If you are able to understand what we just covered, you are practically 80% the way there. But before I continue, please go ahead and do me a huge favor and subscribe. It's going to greatly help me out. Believe it or not, we actually already covered the millionaire making machine with the positives. That machine is the equity appreciation capabilities of real estate. Just how I referenced before, there are two parts. One aspect is paying down the loan that you take out, and the other aspect is the property appreciation. You need to understand two things that's happening to your money every single time that you make a monthly payment. You're either keeping it or you're either losing it. Now, it might seem like you're losing all of your money altogether, but in reality, you're actually depositing one part of your money into the bank and the other part is just disappearing, unfortunately. Now, if we take a look into your entire mortgage payment, you're gonna have multiple components. You're gonna have principal, interest, taxes, and also insurance. And the money that you're losing is in the form of interest, taxes, and insurance. The money that you're depositing into the bank comes in the form of making your principal payments. You need to remember that you bought your house by using leverage, which means that money wasn't even yours to begin with. You had to borrow it. However, every month where you pay your loan balance down, you should think of it as depositing money into your bank every month. The only difference is this is in a hard asset as opposed to a liquid asset, such as depositing your money into an actual bank. Now, this is also assuming that you're living in your home. Things get a little bit more sophisticated when you have tenants that are basically depositing the money into your bank. Even if we assume that the value of the home stays the same after the 30 years you took out the loan, you will still have a house worth how much you bought it for. I mean, what would you rather have? Would you rather pay rent for 30 years and never see any of it again? Or would you rather take out a mortgage on a house, own it, and literally have a bank full of cash whenever you would need it? Now, that alone should be enticing enough for you to buy a house, but it actually just doesn't end there. In reality, we have something called property appreciation, where property appreciation occurs when the value of the home goes up over time. Now, the reason why we call it appreciation is because we actually have data since the 1960s showing the median home value increasing on average by around 5.5% every year. So let's go back to a $300,000 home and we assume that the home value is going up by 5.5% every year. And if you go ahead and compound this over 30 years, we are talking about $1.5 million. And even if the appreciation rate is only 3%, that's still around $728,000 that you'll have. Now, when we think about equity appreciation, it's a combination of the property appreciation and paying down your loan balance over time. But remember, what is the cost of all of this? Well, if we initially put only $30,000 down to own a house that is $300,000, we are effectively riding a six-figure property appreciation wave for a small fraction of the cost. Now, that's the power of using leverage and how it makes millionaires in real estate. That is all that I have for today's video. If you are interested in buying a house or investing in real estate, please feel free to reach out to me via phone or email in the description and comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more real estate content. And other than that, have a great day.